Hello everyone, my name is Megan Sathwik. I will explain about pros and cons of blockchain. Before we go into the topic, I will just very briefly tell key characteristics of blockchain because it will help us understand much easily about advantages and disadvantages because it is related. Blockchain is immutable, that is data modification absolutely not possible. It is distributed, blockchain is distributed. All network participants have a copy of the ledger, that is the data in the form of ledger. Now, blockchain is decentralized, that is no central authority. Now, blockchain follows consensus algorithm, and blockchain is a trustless network. You don't need trust for this network to work. Now, let us get into pros of blockchain. Here we have 7 points. I will explain in detail about few of them. Now, enhanced security. By creating a record that cannot be altered and it is end-to-end encrypted, blockchain helps prevent fraud and unauthorized activity. There is also greater transparency because every node in the network has the copy of the data in a ledger format. Now, one important advantage which is not there in this slide, I think, is instant traceability. When compared to other networks, in blockchain, we can quickly trace from where the data originated, in which direction it traveled, etc. So it is helpful to expose any weakness in a supply chain. Also, in blockchain, we have improved accuracy because we don't need a human involvement regarding verification. Blockchain works on proof of work mechanism or concept. So there is also no third party verification needed, therefore very less cost. And data here, the database is tamper proof, that is data here cannot be modified or deleted at all, so data is immutable. Of course, there is greater openness as well. Now let us get into disadvantages of blockchain. Significant technology cost associated with blockchains. Now blockchain execution, it is very much costly. Now also, there is a lot of wastage of energy and resources that is possible in blockchain. Let me explain. In mining, now mining is an important part of blockchain. That being said, many miners will compete to mine one block, but only one guy gets the block rewards. Clearly, you can understand that there is a massive waste of energy and resources because all the other guys, they spend their resources but did not get the rewards. Now, blockchain networks can also be slow and inefficient, that is, low transactions per second, because there is huge high computational requirements to validate transactions. When a number of users and a number of transaction increases, blockchain network will take more and more time to validate them. The strain on the network will be high, which is not good. Also, with regards to the last point, possibility of disruption of network security. I will explain this in detail. With regards to network security, routing attacks is a major concern. Now, a blockchain network and application will rely on a real-time movement of massive amounts of data. Hackers can use an account's anonymity to intercept data as it is being transmitted to internet service providers. Now there is the vulnerability of blockchain endpoints as well. This is lesser known problem among the users, therefore more possibility to fall for this type of attack, where the hackers will observe the user behavior and target the devices to steal users' key. Now it happens when users interact on electronical devices such as mobile phones and computers. Now there is this attack known as Sybil attack. Hackers will generate numerous fake network nodes. Now, a large scale Sybil attack is nothing more than a 51% attack. Now, data storage limitations. Data inconsistency on singular nodes is very common. Now, access to data is also slower, where synchronization and verification algorithms are required. Along with that, blockchain network is used in cryptocurrencies, but as of now, RBI does not regulate cryptocurrency, as you know, and SCBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, it regulates use of blockchain technology in capital market in our country. There is also uh, a, in blockchain we use private keys, but if we keep only one copy we might lose it, which is, and we will be not having access to our data. So we will keep multiple copies of the private key, but the problem is, because of keeping multiple copies of the private key, you will, the chance of the private key, like hacker being able to hack it, obtaining the private key will be much more. So this is another point in disadvantages of blockchain. Now my friend Bharat will talk about applications of blockchain.
Okay. Few of the applications of blockchains are money transfer, financial exchanges, lendings, insurances, real estate, secure personal information, voting, cryptocurrency, supply chain and logistics, retail, and many more. Let us discuss few of them in detail. First, money transfer. The old fashion of money transfer is very lengthy, longer duration, longer time period consumes. So blockchain will ensure the transactions will complete within less time period and within less resources and secure transactions. Usually in foreign transactions, the transactions made by inter-country international transactions will take up to 2 to 3 days to perfectly execute its transaction. But in the case of blockchain, it will execute in days, in minutes, in the matter of minutes. So it will reduce the time complexity and the time of the user, and we will use it is we will use it sophisticated. So next we will discuss about insurance. So insurance claims is one of the important aspect in everyone's life. So everyone is using insurance, but we all know that insurance claim is not up to date or not given properly to the consumers. So blockchain will ensure that insurance claim will be given properly, and it is a self executing code. The consensus will be written, the code, the consensus will be provided the when it meets the need, the insurance claim is automatically executes and the consumer get the claim automatically. So what exactly when it meet their needs? So need means, if a, for example, let us consider an accident of a vehicle, we should claim an insurance for our health. So we have to when we have to submit the proof of accident and insurance documents, so it automatically resolves the person is having a claim or not, and it will reject if the claim number is wrong, and if the identity of the person is wrong, if the accident is uh, not genuine, it will be rejected. Else everything will be done automatically and claims will be approved on time. Next we will discuss about real estate. So we all know that real estate is very prone to fraud. why I am saying real estate is very prone to fraud means a single property is buying multiple number of people, and multiple number of people is as real estate is very booming. The prices are very enormously high in so many places like Hyderabad, for example in Hyderabad. So everyone is showing interest in single land. So by the wrong wrong bureaucracy which is involved in the real estate will be very prone to fraud. So when it comes to blockchain will ensure that a single property has a unique hash value, and when purchases or sales are done on the blockchain, it will be transferred directly from one to another directly without any middleman involved. So for example, ChromaWave is a company which is developing uh, developing on real estate model on blockchain technology. So it will takes the geographical location, longitude latitude location, and the personal identity, and it will hash into some unique hash value. As we will hash every time, we will hash a different unique value will be generated. So the hash value is unique for every land, for every geographical location. So while making any purchases or sales, the hash value will transfer from one user to another user directly. So it will decrease the frauds. And thank you. Next we'll explain by Charan Teja the smart contract.
Hello guys, I'm here to explain about the smart contract code to verify medicine. Before diving into the code, we'll understand what is a smart contract. So coming to the smart contract, a smart contract is a self-executing code, or it is a smart contract or a crypto contract. It is a self-executing contract or code, whichever you want to call it. Where self-executing simply means that it executes automatically when particular conditions are met. So since the basic idea of a smart contract is to transfer few digital assets from one party to the other party, or from one node to the other node. So these smart contracts are written to transfer the assets or transfer the cryptocurrency or money, whichever you want to call it. And uh, these are there are a few conditions where the parties or the nodes come together and write the smart contract. So if the conditions are met by the if the conditions are met in general, the contract directly executes itself. So that is why it is called a self-executing contract. It is same as the general contract, like traditional contracts, which are basically enforced by laws. These smart contracts are enforced by code. These are written in a language called Solidity, which is basically an inspiration, I would say, inspiration from Java. And these smart contracts are written on few different platforms, but the major platform in the smart contract is written is in Ethereum. And these smart contracts are decentralized and trustless. I will give a brief about decentralized and trustless in few minutes. Coming to the advantages of the smart contracts, where a smart contracts gives us different advantages, but I would like to give you a few like basic idea about how smart contracts uh, have a major impact on blockchain. So they are cost efficient, since smart contracts are self-executing. We don't require any third party or intermediaries between the both the parties to check the condition if the conditions are met, and transfer the assets between these two parties or these two nodes. So that is where the cost is reduced, so it is cost efficient and trustless. So trustless is where you don't require any uh, particularly, there is no concept of trusting the smart contracts, because if you even if you like if you are present in the network, or if you are not present in the network, if the conditions are met, then that smart contracts executes. If not, that doesn't execute. That is how you don't require any trust factor in this. So that is what the trustless actually means. And it reduces frauds, because the smart contracts is where it is all automatic. So even if you want to perform any fraud activities, that doesn't work here, because the conditions are pre-written, and if that conditions are met properly, then it executes. If not, it doesn't. So these are a few advantages of smart contract. So coming to the features of smart contract, there are few features. I have listed a few. So distributed is where one of the feature is distributed. So distributed in the sense, the smart contracts are like distributed in simple. The whole smart contract is divided into copies and given to each node of the network, so that nobody in the network, like nobody no, none of the two parties can change the contract conditions and manipulate the other one, because the copies with every other node in the network. So that is what distributed means. Coming to the immutable, smart contracts are immutable. Like when before deploying, we can change any number of times, but after deploying, there is no concept of changing in blockchain. Blockchain itself is an immutable concept. So we don't have we can't change the contract after deploying the contract. So autonomy in the sense, it is an automated automation in simple, where the smart contract is executed, or it gets executed when a particular condition is met according to the contract. If the particular conditions are met in the if there are few conditions and the contract meets that condition, then the contract executes. That is what autonomy means. And coming to the transparent, since it is open to all, like every copy is in the network with everybody, so the contract is open to all. There is no tampering. So trustless is where I explained in the previous slide. Trustless is where you don't require any there is no factor of trust, because the smart contracts execute whether you like it or not, in simple. If the conditions meet, they execute. If not, there is no execution of the contract. So coming to the one more thing, the how does a smart contract work? It works on if and then. So if one particular condition, if one particular asset is being transferred to the other, then some or the other work should be done by the other node. That is how the whole smart contract is framed of, like not framed of, I would say. That is how the smart contract is in simple. Its working is like that, if and then. So if one node does this, then what is the other node do, in simple. That is how smart contract works. And coming to my code, there are many applications generally for smart contracts. Mine is verifying a medicine. Even in medicine, there are different fields, but I have chosen how to verify a particular medicine is present in the blockchain or not. Like we can verify a particular medicine if we'll provide the data to the blockchain, like our smart contract. We provide few data to the contract, so that is stored in the blockchain database or in blocks in the blockchain. And whenever we want to verify that, if the medicine is present in the blockchain or not, we can verify it. That is how this the contract works in my contract. So I would like to show you the contract now. So the contract which I have written is in Ethereum platform. The contract I have written sorry, I have written the contract in Remix IDE. So this is where we generally write the contract. So first statement would be pragma solidity, the version in simple, the version of the smart contract. And this is where this is same as like Java. So here in Java we write class here. Instead of that, we are writing contract, since it is smart contract. And this is the medicine verification contract, is the contract name. It can be anything, not only the same word. Coming to the address public owner, this is where the address of the owner of the contract is stored. Okay, the address of the owner of the contract is stored here. And mapping this statement, generally maps a string value to a boolean value to authenticate the medicine. Like the medicine name, it maps to the boolean value. Like if it is true, the medicine is present in the blockchain, then true. It maps like that. And coming to the event medicine verified, this is where the like it is called whenever it is called it whenever it is been called, it maps the medicine name to the boolean value. Is authentic is where the boolean value is passed, so the name of the medicine is been mapping to the boolean value here. And coming to the modifier only owner is a custom modifier. Basically, the modifier, the only owner is the part where the owner of this contract can only access this scope, basically. So he can this can be in this the modifier we can write, or we can give the accesses or callable permissions to different methods, different functions. There are different functions, like here is another, here is one function and here is another function. So this scope defines which contract or which function can be accessed by which person, like which person in the sense which function can be accessed, basically. So here I'm only allowing this owner of the contract to access the different functions. And coming to the constructor, it is basically a initializer. It initializes the owner and coming to the function add medicine authenticity is where we give two parameters. These two one of the parameter is a medicine name, and the other includes is authentic. Is a boolean value which we give true or false in simple. So this is where we map the medicine authenticity. So we map the medicine name to, like medicine name is authentic or not, like we map it to the boolean value. That is why we have written this mapping statement. And coming to the function verify medicine, this is where the actual verification is done. So we send a single parameter here stating that it is the name of the medicine, and we return a boolean value. Boolean value, since we have mapped here a medicine name with the boolean value, like string with the boolean value. So since this is where we have mapped it, so we will be returning the boolean value here. And in this, the verification is where the main part, like how we return is when we give a certain name, or when we give a name, then that particular name, it goes and checks with the authentic is authentic. So it fetches, if it is true then it returns true, if it is false then it returns false. So how we compile, how we run and deploy it is we can see here there is a Solidity compiler, so the version of the compiler. So generally this compiler, this statement, the first statement of this Solidity smart contract code should always be the version of this solid contract. So this contract version is 0.8.0, so that should be equal, the version should be equal. Since here it is a cab, that means the latest version, it will take the latest version. That doesn't affect much if even if we change or not. And this is the compiler version, and we can compile it like this is the contract name, medicine verification contract .sol. .sol is the main thing, like it is .sol in simple, it is a Solidity code, so .sol we need to save it, save the contract as .sol. And if we compile, it just compiles, and there is another other option here called compile and run script. So if we press that, since we don't have any script, it shows that you have not set a script to run, so it doesn't make much a difference. So coming to the there is another option called deploy and run transactions. This is where the Solidity compiler option is, and below that we have a deploy and run transactions. So here we click on deploy, that deploys, the contract deploys. We can see this, we can see the whole contract, how it works. So let us assume like I have given a name called, like I'll give you Dolo, I'll give the Dolo name, name as Dolo, and let us say it is true. We'll authenticate it as true, and we'll call all the owner and everything. Now I want to verify the medicine. So if I press the Dolo, and if I press the if I call the verify medicine method, then it is returning true for me. So if I do some different medicine name, like let us suppose ABC or something, if I call it, it returns as false, since it doesn't have any medicine name called ABC. So this is how the whole smart contract works. Like it is a basic version of the smart contract, but the idea is same in every smart contract. That's it from my side.